fucking did it again.
I never hear that.
I know, but every time in the recording, I always have to cut it out.
All right. Hold on. What is up, everybody? You are listening to another episode of the Netchicks. We are Moll Liv coming at you with a Riverdale rundown musical edition.
Yeah,
the little late on a Friday night, but it's coming at you nonetheless. And yeah,
guys. So
go back to our last episode to hear the whole breakdown of what is going on in Olivia's house. Just know that it affected our recording, and yeah. Let's just get right into this episode. I don't want to get too much into what's been going on in the last 2 days in our own lives. We'll talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, the Riverdale episode that we've been talking about since the news came out. It was the Heathers episode. Were you familiar with the Heathers musical? Like, you've listened to the music? Because my brother, like, that's his favorite musical. That's like the one he wants to direct.
So I'm generally familiar with it because I had some friends in college that were big in the theater community, and I don't remember. I think they either did it or someone I knew pitched it. Regardless, I knew a couple girls in my sorority that were listening to it for a little while. I don't remember I don't think they did it because I would have gone to see it if they did it, but I think they might have pitched it to do it and I didn't get approved or something like that. So I was generally familiar. I knew like 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah, it has some good bops.
Yeah. And I've seen the movie, obviously.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. My brother has, like, you know, those illegal like musicals that you get and see on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones. So I've
like The Girl and the Blonde Learn English, aka the most popular Wicked bootleg on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're all under like different names.
Yeah.
So I was like familiar going in, so I knew all the characters, and I know I wanted to watch this with Mikey, my brother, but he did not watch it with me, and he basically came in after I watched it, so I gave him my thoughts and opinions on it.
Yeah.
So I guess we gotta go through the characters.
Let's go through what went down in the plot, and then we'll talk more about like how the musical played down to that. I mean, Archie and Josie just had kind of a will they won't they episode.
Yeah, I had no idea. For some reason, I was under the impression that everyone had a feeling that they were together. But I guess not.
I don't know why. I didn't. I was a little surprised that Sweet Pea was making a thing out of it because he doesn't usually. But again, Josie is she's a strong secondary character, but she's a heavy secondary character, if that makes sense. Like, when she's involved, she is involved, but we don't really know a lot about her life, if that makes, you know? Exactly. So Sweet Pea may straight up have been like asking her out for months at a time. We just saw that one scene that is on our Instagram because the extras have a heavy play in it, and I'm obsessed with that scene. Of them being like, we had a summer fling, whatever. And it was, and then it was like, here's the thing though. I think Josie knows she's going to New York already.
Oh yeah,
that's what she wanted to talk to Archie about, and then Archie kind of like weaseled his way into being like, let's be together, kind of a thing. I think they're a great couple. I don't know what else to say. I wish Josie sang a little bit more in this episode, but she sings all the time, so it is what it is.
It is what it is, but here's the thing. Veronica, like, she got Veronica. Veronica's the lead.
I know.
She sings all the songs. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset by that.
Yeah. But like,
it's just like, especially like Sweet Pea too. Sweet Pea's, that was the lead character, JD. And he didn't sing at all.
I wonder if that actor can't sing.
I guess, but like, neither can half the people. And they sang all those songs.
We're gonna talk a little bit about people who are singing when they shouldn't have been, and people who surprised me.
Yes.
But generally speaking, if that like, we're gonna talk about Cole Sprouse, but Cole Sprouse didn't sing at all last year. So Cole Sprouse straight up might have been like, I'm not comfortable singing. The actor who played Sweet Pea might have been like, I'm not comfortable singing.
Maybe.
They're like, well, we're gonna cast your character as the male lead, but you're not gonna sing. You know. By the way, all of our predictions about the character interactions based on the cast list were completely wrong.
Yeah, I know, they were completely wrong.
Completely wrong.
Completely wrong. It's just weird because
the fact that Reggie like broed out with Archie is the exact opposite of what we thought was gonna happen.
Just like two bros,
doing
bros. Theater. Two single
like,
straight bros doing theater.
And we were like, they're gonna fight.
We were like, I cannot fucking wait till they have an interaction. No.
Yeah.
That was like their only interaction of the episode.
Nope. They were just like, we're best of buds doing theater. Like, it was the opposite of what we thought was gonna happen. So
exactly.
Interesting. Do you have any more thoughts on Josie and Archie than what I already said?
No, except for the fact that she was Veronica and she didn't sing any of Veronica's songs, which is like the whole musical.
There you go. Let's talk about Veronica then, because here's my thing. If you are Veronica and you are shocked by the news that your parents are separating, like, how much dumb bitch juice is she drinking?
Exactly.
To steal one of your phrases.
Exactly. But at the same time, I do empathize with her situation because her parents have gone through so much. It's like almost like she didn't think this was ever going to happen because like, oh, well, yeah, like they have partners. They've gone through so much. Like they're obviously not going to break up because they're business partners.
Right. But okay, so I get that. The whole idea of they've been through a lot.
But
at the same time, they've been through a lot like against each other.
Exactly.
To me, when you are a part of a family where your parents who are married are literal rivals.
Yeah.
It's not the same as being like, oh, my parents have been through so much. You know who's been through so much is like Josie's mom and Kevin's dad. They've been through a lot. You know what I mean? Like they've been through a lot together. Not Hiram and Hermione. They have not been through a lot. Even like Archie's parents have been through a lot together. Like they're partners, even though they're divorced. They've been through a lot. Like Veronica's parents are enemy. Veronica's mom tried to have her dad killed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we kind of brushed past that.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it the episode that we figured it out. And then the episode after that, we just forgot about it. Like, that has been very brushed past. And that's not really something a marriage can recover from. Even any kind of partnership, I don't think, can really recover from one person trying to get the other one killed. So, I don't know.
She was drinking some dumb bitch. I mean, it is upsetting.
The thing I will say that I empathize with her is that Hiram is like, I'm done with both of you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's hard to hear from a father.
Well, so the fact that he did go to the play, though, when she asked, I don't think he's really done with her the way he said.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. But he did say, like, I'm done with both of you. Like, you betrayed me. I'm done. So, like, that's very bizarre. And we'll see what happens. I don't think it's necessarily true, but it is hard to hear from your dad, especially when you've kind of owned up what's been going on with your dad. She had nothing to do with trying to get him killed. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I again, like, I tried to go with like the empathy route. Like, I could see why she was shocked, but like everyone was like, come on now, like, did you not? It sucks to like be like, oh, you didn't see it coming.
I mean, since season one, we've been like, all right, this is not a good marriage.
Yeah, this is not a good marriage at all. No. So, makes sense. I'm kind of shocked that it's taken this long, because we said it from like since season one, we were basically like this. Like, it's like surprising that it's taken so long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then we got Jughead with his mom.
With his mom.
Let me tell you something. That scene, when him and Betty are making out after he sets his mom's stolen home drug lab on fire in the car, that's a hot scene.
It was hot.
There have not been a lot of scenes in this show that I'm like, ooh. But like this one, I was like, that's hot, And
it was so Heathers-like.
It was. It really played into like a JD Veronica kind of a thing.
Exactly. I have to admit, like, obviously I haven't talked about my opinions, but my favorite song, like
17.
17, yeah. And it is one of my favorite songs from the musical, but it's not like my favorite song.
So
and that like really worked
because Cole Sprouse. So his verse, not great because it's very low.
Yeah.
But when he's singing the chorus,
when he was singing the harmony,
really good.
I was like, whoa. I was like, and like he didn't even sing in like Disney that much. He like sang like whatever.
He did like Let's Go to the Tipton, you know?
Exactly.
It wasn't
Yeah.
ever. He was not a part of like Make a Wave with the Jonas Brothers or any of that stuff. You know, he did not follow the traditional. Neither of the Sprouse brothers followed the traditional like we are Disney and now we're singing kind of route.
Yeah, like him like having that was like whoa when he's like, "Can we be 17?" I was like, oh,
yeah,
whoa.
the
Sorry
high
that you
parts,
just had to hear that.
high hearts were good. High
Yeah.
hearts. The high parts were good. I was really into it. 17 was great. Honestly, I found myself being like, why are Cheryl and Toni even in this song? Just do the two of them. I get for plot reasons why they were, but I was like, no, just do Lily and Cole because they sound so good. Like we're not really doing verses. Now that we're just really, they sounded fantastic. And it's so applicable to the two of them. It was like they have the two of them in particular have grown up so fast. It was fantastic.
No, it was.
And what? Really, we haven't gotten a lot of singing from her, which we shit on all the time because it's such an awkward scene. She also was really good. So I thought 17 was great. So I don't know what they're going to do next year in terms of the musical episode, but let's feature Cole and Lily heavily because they are underrated.
Absolutely. And he was just ensemble. Like maybe Cole can do like a different plot. Like I was telling this to Mikey and Mikey was like, wait, like Cole isn't JD? He's like, he would have been a great JD.
No, I was like, but like then again, fit his character
exactly to be in a role.
It fits his character to be like, I'll be a part of the musical because my girlfriend is, but I'll do like tech.
Yeah,
that's what his character is. So
that's very like a Jughead character.
Yeah, but exactly. He's like, I'll be involved because I love Betty and she's into it, but I'm not going to be on stage. Yeah, but and it's not even like an arrogance thing. I think it's honestly more of a humility thing that he's like, I can't sing. Why am I going to do that? Like, I'll just do tech. You know, I'm not going to take away from Kevin's hard work. That's such a Jughead.
Oh yeah, type, exactly. So. I completely agree with you. But again, like I was like mind blown when he started singing like the chorus. I like can't get over it. I was like, I told Mikey, and Mikey was like, wow, he's really good. I was like, yeah. And like compared to like Archie and like compared to that, like Archie, like I mean everyone's auto-tuned. I've said this before, like with musicals
and because and albums, it is harmonies and it's the two of them, we might not be picking up as much auto-tune as we would if it was just him singing. We might not be hearing as much because it's the two of them, but for what it was, it sounded good. Yeah, it sounded good. And like I don't think his parts really were as heavily auto-tuned. Like you could tell like Archie's and Cheryl's were heavily auto-tuned. And even Toni. Yeah, but I thought she was really good. I thought she was good. Yeah. I thought she was good. Her voice kind of shocked me, but at some points I'm like, okay. So here's the deal. I do think that okay, let's talk about Cheryl and Toni. But Toni, my thought on her solo was that they kind of were like, well, can you sing? And she was like, I mean, I can try. That's what I think kind of happened. Mm-hmm. And then she like shocked people, but I don't think she's had, if I had to guess, I think that's kind of what happened. And similarly to Cole, I think that's kind of what went down. And then she was like, I mean, they were like, it's good, but it's not like clean. So they auto-tuned it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, because I think the notes are there and the power's there, but like, I don't think it was ready for TV. So they did a lot of auto-tune. But you know, like they auto-tuned all the cast members of Glee and they're all phenomenal singers. Exactly. Well, I mean, I learned that everyone, if you record anything with, like if you just record a song, like it has to get auto-tuned to some aspect. But like you obviously like, even like Ariana Grande's getting auto-tuned. Like, you know what I mean? Like no, everyone is. Exactly. So like it's just it doesn't mean they can't sing live. Exactly. So like obviously you knew that. So then I thought Toni did surprise me. I agree with you on that. Like, but they were like, right, she wasn't ready for TV just yet. I think this was like her first real like. That's honestly why I think it was a little bit more on the heavy side with auto-tune. But even to say it was on the heavy side, I do think in terms of all the characters, it was on the light side and like respectively. You know what I mean? It wasn't compared to some of the other characters, it really didn't have a lot of autotune,
No,
and it was a solo song. So I was impressed.
Dead Girl Walking, yeah. Dead Girl's just a whole that whole thing. Now I figured out who Peaches and Cream was.
Yeah. I don't think I knew who that was. I feel like she just grabbed, that was.
Yeah, she said Peaches JD. And I was like, oh, guess that's Peaches and Cream.
Yeah, I guess so. And then, I don't know, Cheryl and Toni are back together. Yeah. It is what it is. I hope they have a little bit of a healthier go around.
Same.
But I was like, I liked Cheryl being like, you're done here. That's tough. Obviously, it worked in terms of like the musical and the songs, lyrics and stuff. Yeah. But for the most part, I liked the beginning of the episode when Cheryl was like HBIC again. I was into that.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
That's our girl. But
Heather Chandler is a very good role for Cheryl.
100%.
So I guess like they have to like cater to it. Like that's like Cheryl is Heather Chandler. Like really no one else could play her. I was shocked about, this is just like the nitty stuff, like that Betty and Veronica were the two Heathers, but like they were the opposite Heathers. You know what I mean? I thought like one would be Heather Duke and not Heather whatever.
So I think they did that because of the solo.
Yeah, for Veronica solo. I agree. Yeah. And we talked about it last week about how confused everyone was going to be. Like there's literally a Veronica in the musical and then there's a Veronica in the show.
So Big Fun, that played into well.
Yeah. Exactly.
With
it did.
Reggie and Veronica.
Well. So Mikey was watching the clips with me and he watched that one clip and he was like, wow, Big Fun sounds so sad.
Yeah, now I know. Well, let's talk about Betty and Evelyn.
Oh yeah. So this was like a whole thing for Evelyn to recruit. We've already like established like this is her whole task. She's like, I'm just here to have big fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to throw up. I was like, oh, you fucking
And even that she's like, it might be like kitschy, but come in costume. Evelyn, sit down. Just get down. You want me to come in costume to an abandoned insane asylum? I'm a pass. Thanks, though.
Yeah. For a cast party before the musical even happened.
Yeah. Come on.
Exactly. That whole like scene though, it was very rushed, I thought.
Yeah,
like it just happened and then it like went. So like there was like glimpses, like, you know, like Reggie and Veronica hooked up, like that's where I keep calling her JD, Sweet Pea found Archie and Josie. And then Kevin was having like his little hallucinations with Midge. And the whole point was
so rushed because even when like is Cheryl being recruited? I can't even get a real feel.
Yes, Cheryl's definitely
she's being recruited, but she's not there yet.
Yeah.
Right?
And when like everyone was like, okay, like everyone open up your hearts to me, like tell me something that you have never told anyone, like tell me all your deepest, darkest secrets. And everyone was like, what the fuck?
But they weren't.
Yeah. They weren't like that. They're like, oh, sorry, like JD was like, fucking JD, it's Sweet Pea was like, I found Josie and Archie, and even though we were having a summer fling, like I was uncomfortable. Like
so here's my thing, is I do think the writers played it well because, you know, I mean, we both did like high school, like, I mean, I did stage career, I couldn't fucking perform for my life, but we both did high school theater, and people just vibe into that. Like if we senior year, if one of the directors had been like, okay, we're gonna open up and share, people would have done it just because they're like, it's part of the experience. It's part of like the process. It's like people buy into that. So it does make sense for the writers to be like, okay, Evelyn's gonna take advantage of them in a show circle.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that has happened before. Like you're like, tell us. I feel like that's like a rite of passage for like a thespian, like a high school thespian, you know, to do something in that caliber.
I'm rolling my eyes so hard right now.
I know you
high school theater people take themselves so seriously, and it's so unnecessary.
So serious.
Everyone, one of my best friends in the world. I'm like, you need to take it down. It's not that big of a deal. You know, like it's just everyone takes it so unnecessarily seriously.
Michael hasn't talked to any of his friends about college, his best friends, Want to know why? Because they were more concerned with who was going to get what in Into the Woods than what colleges they were getting into.
Dude, it's fake. By the way, I'll tell this full story on a main episode, but there was a girl from our high school. She was a freshman when we were a senior, and she was on stage crew with me, and we did not vibe. She works at my local grocery store now, and every time I go to buy beer, her mom also taught at our school. I'm like, her and her mom definitely talk shit about me now. She works at my local grocery store every Friday night, and every Friday evening when I go and buy alcohol, I'm like, she definitely goes home and talks shit about me to her mom now. It's tough, but I'll tell the full story one week, but just wanted to get that in there about stage crew.
I knew exactly who you were talking about too.
I mean, when I say that her mom taught in our school,
I knew.
That's so obvious.
I knew, but when you said that, I was like, yep.
Yeah, that's tough. I'll tell the full story one week, but yeah, just wanted to get that out there. So the only other thing I wanted to talk, well, two. First of all, I had two things I wanted to talk about just quick. I don't think Heathers is as relevant to modern day teens as people think it is. Just in the sense of, I don't think as many people who are the target demo have actually seen Heathers as they think.
Yeah, I agree. But also at the same time, I think Riverdale didn't do a good job kind of processing that, because suicide is a huge
not even
issue.
Not even that. Even just they made a lot of very specific references. Like at one point, Cheryl was like, "Who has a chainsaw?" Referring obviously to the line that's like, "Fuck me gently with a chainsaw."
Yeah.
I just
like, what's your damage?
Right. I'm like, we've seen it, but I don't, like, for instance, I don't think my sister's seen Heathers. Yeah. Or I don't, that maybe 14 to 18-year-old demo, maybe half of them has seen Heathers. Yeah. Maybe, and I think that's generous. So I don't know if that was the greatest choice, just in the sense of they made a lot of very specific references.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I think also because, like, I think the reason why they picked it was also because, like, Heathers has, like, such a cult following that even the musical has a cult following. So, and there are, like, younger kids who
that's my thing. I think of the people who watch Heathers, which again, in terms of their target demo, half to me is being generous. Yeah. I think maybe a third of those people are familiar with the musical. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. But, like, that was the same with Carrie. Like, no one was really, like...
I guess, but I think Carrie's everyone... So here's the thing is, I think that Heathers is actually very overhyped in our day and age as, like, 90s Mean Girls.
Yes.
In the sense that because of that, I don't think a lot of people actually really know what Heathers is about, because they're just like, oh, it's Mean Girls in the 90s, which is actually not a good comparison. Totally. I think everyone, for the most part, especially because the remake of Carrie just came out a couple years ago, knows generally the plotline of Carrie.
Yeah. I just think they don't know, like, they don't know the musical. That's
they don't. I don't know, and I don't think so. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I agree with you.
What I'm saying is that maybe. So I'm saying a third of 50%. So I'm saying like 15% of people are, like, in this demo are actively familiar with the musical.
Yeah, like, I saw someone tweet, like, oh my God, I had no idea the Stranger Things mom was in Heathers. I'm like, you mean Winona Ryder? Winona Ryder.
Exactly. So it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
The other thing is, and we said at the beginning of this episode that we'd been waiting for this episode for months and months and months. The other thing that we were waiting for that they snuck in there was Chad Michael Murray.
Yes, at the end.
Just snuck him right in. No promo, nothing.
Yeah, no. And that's, like, I talked about this before because we said, like, which episode is he going to be in? I was like, well, they announced him definitely after he already filmed. So this was like early February. And this was filmed, I think, right when the cast list went up or whatever, and, like, in January. So, yeah, they, like, really snuck him in. And it was weird. I thought the ending was so
The ending
weird.
Was so bizarre, because my thing was like, okay, even if you want to say he's the first one to clap and then the farm people clap, I was like, why is the rest of the audience not clapping?
It was a weird ending. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a completely, like, Heather Chandler's dead in the musical, in the movie.
I know, but it's the finale, so I'm assuming that's after the curtain call. Like, at the end of Legally Blonde, the musical, they have, like, a time to go kind of a song.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like the finale when they all bow and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And like at the end of Rent, you know, they have the finale with people who've already died,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So to me, I'm like, that didn't bother me. Just saying like it's a finale. I just don't understand why the rest of the audience didn't clap. That was really, I didn't get that at all. Like it was
And then
just very
everyone's like,
bizarre.
I knew my father would love or whatever. I was like, oh. That's how I
Because
felt. But
the other thing about that to me was I thought the finale was a little bit emotional, just being like the kids being like, let's just be kids, kind of
yeah.
basically is what the finale was.
Mm.
And then for it to, I don't know, I was just like, to me, first of all, I don't know what that has to do with the farm.
Yeah.
Second of all, I was just like, why is this not, I don't know. So 60% of the audience didn't clap at the end.
Exactly.
That just didn't make any sense
All
to
the
me.
people in white clapped.
Farm people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was, did you see the tweet where it's like episodes 1 through 15 of Riverdale of season 3? I fucking hate Edgar Evergreen, like whatever. I've never met him, like, but hate him. I was like, once Chad Michael Murray comes out, yes, Daddy.
Because you know what? When they're talking about it, I'm picturing the creepy guy from The Lovely Bones.
Oh yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's 100% who I'm picturing. Who like has a bunker where he kills children in his backyard, and Mark Wahlberg has to fucking save the day.
Yeah.
Chad Michael Murray, it's a whole different.
Chad Michael Murray is
a different kind of guy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
all the other dads of Riverdale, he's a former teen heartthrob.
Dude. Far past.
First of all,
Luke Perry is obviously like a different generation. So I would put Luke Perry probably in the same playing field as Chad Michael Murray, just like in a different generation.
Yeah.
But Chad Michael Murray is closer to our generation. Mind you, I've not ever in my entire life watched a single episode of One Tree Hill. And it's, you know, so for him to resonate with the two of us the same way he does with everybody else, strong contender.
Yeah, strong contender. And also like Cinderella story. He was like in so many like teen movies. He was the it boy of the 2000s for teen dramas.
Right, because he was in another movie too, right? I'm trying to think of what other movie he was in that I was like.
Cinderella story, and you're right, he was in something else.
He was in another big movie. I felt. I'm trying to. Now I need to know.
Yeah, like same. I need to know, but he was.
Oh, Freaky Friday.
That's right, and that was like his like first movie.
That's what I'm thinking of. Obviously, he's been in other stuff, but yeah. Freaky Friday and A Cinderella Story, it's like two different ends of the spectrum. I'm just like, ooh.
Oh my God, he's like 10 or 15 years younger than all the other parents.
Yeah, you think? It's just, oh.
He's a millennial. He's a millennial.
Oh my God. One day ago, Entertainment Weekly posts Riverdale first look. Chad Michael Murray's Edgar Evernever gets cozy with Cheryl Blossom.
Yeah. I didn't click on it, but I saw that.
Well, I'm clicking on it. I need to know. Anyway, I think that's generally this episode.
Here's I have a little. I just didn't like this episode though. How did you feel? I liked it, but I didn't like it.
I don't like musical episodes.
Yeah, the music was kind of hot garbage, so to speak. I like Candy Store as a song, and I was confused that they kept changing all the lyrics. And I was like, that's so weird. I was like, they can't.
Well, they're changing the lyrics to fit the show.
Well, yes. Okay, no, it's the teen version of Heather's the Musical. It's not like the actual version they were doing. They were doing all the.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know, but like for me, I was like, oh, like they have all these like sex scenes on Riverdale, but they can't say balls. Like
it doesn't bother me because it doesn't bother me because they're in a high school. It makes sense to me that they in a high school would be doing that.
Yeah, and it made more sense when I realized that they were doing like the teen version. I thought they were like making up lyrics. Then it makes more sense when you realize like, oh, they're doing the teen lyrics. But yeah, I thought it was Kevin really needs to start singing more.
I mean,
when he opened this episode, I was like, you know what, this may be a good episode. And then no, whatever. But I just had I also had what did I say? I had an issue with, Toni and Cheryl singing the songs about Veronica because there were all these key change, like that didn't make sense. All these key changes that didn't make sense. That's just the musical side of me. Like, why are
Yeah, I
you
don't care.
making Cheryl sing this song if she can't hit the notes and you have to change the key? Like that's also just me being like, I know the music, whereas like someone who doesn't, they'll like not care. But still, like it just bothers me. I was like, why couldn't you just let Josie sing these songs if she's supposed to play Veronica?
Because it's the plot line. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
You're getting upset about things that don't matter.
That happens. That's my whole life.
Yeah, no,
But
I know.
it should no. I. It's not like getting whatever. I just felt like I don't know. Josie just didn't sing as much. And I was like, why are you even gonna tell her she's playing Veronica if she doesn't sing? But that's just my take, and I hope maybe Kevin will be in the next musical episode. I don't know what it's gonna be,
I don't, because I hope they never do a musical episode
but
again.
they are gonna do a musical episode because it did well.
Well, they might not.
I don't know. I think now they will. Like now we gotta see
I hope they
Colts.
don't.
You hope they don't.
Hope they don't. That's it for me. If you want to keep talking, you can, but I'm not going to talk
No,
anymore.
we're done. So I don't know what else to talk about. What's the next week? And next week's episode is going to be next week, right? Or is it in a couple weeks? Next week? Okay, solid. So thank you so much for listening. And then we'll see you next week. Bye.